What's up, Panda dudes? Peter from Panda here. Hey, this video is in response to the question I got from Redbird963 asking, ever do a video showing all of your watches, maybe talking about which ones you find yourself wearing more? So I thought I'd bust out a few of them here because it's going to be pretty easy for me. At the present moment, I really have three go-to watches, and I'll kind of profile them here in order of most worn. Let me start out before I get to it by saying, on a day-to-day basis, this is what my wrist looks like. It is naked. I don't even really wear a watch. I think most people with a cell phone and sitting in front of a computer don't really need to know what time it is, because the time is always somewhere on a screen in front of you. Anyway, but when I do, and I do sometimes, this is kind of my go-to watch, the Unique P47. I've shown you this before, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on them. What I really like about it is, I think if I were to pick any of the watches out of my collection that are really my style, that probably tell you the most about me, this is the one. It's kind of rugged, yet it's still fairly elegant. I like the brushed steel. I like the military aviator look. I actually really like the design that this Russian-made watch includes. 47 millimeters. It's a nice sturdy case, good details all the way around. So when I put this one on, I even think I said in my video that it's kind of like a Jeep Wrangler. I'm just kind of a dude. I'm just your average dude. I like things that work well. I like things that are durable. I don't like being overly showy or trying to be something you're not. It's just kind of a good middle of the road. I used to wear a Swiss Army a lot. A Victorinox watch, and this is kind of now my go-to. It's been really reliable, and it's just a good, decent watch that I think when you look at it with the rivets and everything else, it's just kind of, you can get a good picture of the kind of personality that I am while wearing this. A couple things I'd like to see changed. I probably would have liked a domed crystal here, a domed sapphire crystal with an AR, or a double curve, so that it doesn't magnify anything, with a AR coating on it, which I think this has a little bit of. But overall, I really like it as is. So the other thing I'd probably change is, this is just running a pretty standard chronograph quartz movement. I would like to see something a little more high-end. Automatic movement with complications wouldn't be the easiest or cheapest thing to have in there. And I also would want to make sure that it has some shock protection so that you could really kind of bust it around. But obviously nothing's going to be as reliable, durable, and as accurate as a quartz movement on a day-to-day basis. The other thing is, at the $600-ish price point, you can bust this thing around and not worry about it. So I really like it for that. Okay. The Unique P47. Cool watch. Unique also has a bunch of other watches. The second most worn watch, pretty easy, is this Showpar. And I've shown you this before. It's a dual brand with the Wimpy. I just took some of these out of the boxes, so they're not even running. So forgive me for that. But, I really like this watch for one particular reason. First of all, it's a cool brand. I dig it. I love Showpars. I wish actually they made more watches in kind of their XL size, the 44 millimeter and larger. This is kind of an older one. It's 44 millimeter. It was considered oversized at the time. It's really kind of the minimum size that I like wearing. So it was big for its time. It's fairly simple, and what I really like about this watch is that they just kind of went with classic good looks. So when you put this on, and I've replaced this band, it didn't come with this one, but this is kind of the racing style band with the portholes in it, kind of that distressed leather. I like the fact that you can wear this watch, and it's a great middle of the road or middle ground watch, not middle of the road, because it's it's kind of a pricey watch, or it was when it was new, but it fits great casual settings, and it can fit very good formal settings. And people that are in the know and know the brand, respect it and appreciate it, and a nice automatic movement. And in fact, because of the limited nature of this watch, even people that are familiar with it don't necessarily, or have not necessarily seen this. And actually, I was at the watch store with another guy that I run into a lot, and he's participated in the Mille Miglia and has a Mercedes, like kind of the Brabus SL 600 Mille Miglia edition Mercedes, and we actually talked about this one a little bit because he was intrigued by it because he has a number of the Showpar millimeter glass, and had never laid eyes on this one for obvious reasons. And just a good overall watch. It's a little dated now. I mean, I shouldn't say that. It's a little simplistic in terms of design now. There's no design on the case. It's kind of your standard polished steel case with standard lugs. Kind of the diver bezel here is fairly simplistic, but just great, nice detail in it. Like I said, you can wear this for anything and not, you could go on a Jeep Jamboree and fit in, and you could go to board meetings with it and fit in. So I really like that one. That's probably the one I wear. If I'm not sure what the situation or the attire is supposed to be, that's the one I throw on because it just goes with everything. The last one that I really like is this Arnold and Son, and this is kind of where I will throw this one on in more formal settings. So what I love about Arnold and Son is that no one, even a lot of watch guys, have never heard of it. They're not super popular, and you don't see them a lot. Like I said, I kind of like limited edition watches or watches that are a little more off the radar. Sometimes it's kind of hard to sell watches then when people haven't heard of them. But an automatic movement here. It's cool. It's not a kind of a cylindrical case design. It's kind of like more like a bowl shape on the bottom. Some of these Arnold and Sons have the kind of the flip open kind of pocket watch style with some longitudinal tools in there, but I just really like the detail on it. It's colorful, it's busy, it's kind of got this mustard yellow orangish color. It's a GMT watch, which I really like. I just like when it looks like a lot of detail and care has gone into the watch face, whereas like say this tag has no complications. It's pretty standard. There aren't even numbers at the hour marks. Good looking watch, but I just like when watch face is full, detailed, and just kind of oozes precision. And in fact, navigating with sorry, the crystal is really dirty there. It kind of shows that or pays homage to the history of a watch that was used for navigation. So this one is a little higher end, and so if I'm kind of going to a work dinner or something like this, I'll put this one on. It's something that a lot of people don't see. There are a lot of watches that are very well made, that are very nice, that are very expensive, and yet everyone has them, like the Rolex Submariner. You can see the stainless steel Roros all over. Great watch. But it's also kind of like, the Lexus ES 300 or 350 or whatever it is now. They're everywhere. Good quality equipment, but no one asks you about it because they're probably wearing one themselves. So I really like this. Again, the price point will kind of matter to you, when you're wearing a watch. You like I said, I don't worry about smashing this one around because it's only a $600-ish watch. Again, it's a little harder to find, but nonetheless, you don't have a lot of money wrapped in it. A Showpar like this when it was new is maybe about $6,000 new, and this Arnold and Son was, I don't know, I think in the just south of the 8,000, maybe 8,000 bucks. So obviously that's going to affect what you wear and for different things, and certainly at your different income levels. You may want to wear an $8,000 watch for playing beach volleyball. But, for me, I have different watches for different purposes. This $30 or $40 Casio that I showed you is fantastic for just beating around. But each watch kind of serves a different purpose in a collection, and I think you've just got to decide what kind of meets your needs and your price point. So a lot of great watches. Like I said, these three watches are probably some of the only watches that have been on my wrist in the past year, so take that for what it's worth. I really like and enjoy various watches, but you don't get to wear everything all the time. So those are my three go-to watches. Peter Von Panda out.